confused. We got Ben Jacobs yesterday saying that Man United are going to keep Amorim for the long run, but if he does bad over Christmas, he might be in trouble again. And then we've got the Mirror saying that the club accept the limitations of the team under Amorim, despite the £200 million spend in the summer. And I'm sort of like drifting back to yesterday morning again, going, what's going on? Like, what is going on at this football club? We lost to Everton with 10 men. I was out for a meal last night. The guy who was in charge of the restaurant, shout out the Alchemist, bloody Everton fan, giving us bloody shots, all smug. They were blue shots. And I'm like, I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking. I mean, I said fair play, you deserve to win, and I will drink it. But the blue thing's a bit of a piss take. We are a piss take at the moment. Like, and I don't, all I want to see is leadership. And I'm not necessarily talking about Amorim here, but I suppose I am. If you saw the preview, he's got to make changes on Sunday. But I'm confused by what the direction of the football club is. And I think they're confused by what the direction of the football club is. There was something I wanted to bring in here about what, I think it was Ben Jacobs said this actually, when he was on the interview with Beth yesterday, and it fits in with the Mirror. The Mirror is saying that the club accept the limitations of the team under Rúben Amorim. I'm sorry, I don't accept the limitations of what's going on at Manchester United. I absolutely agree that we're not a Champions League side, you know, because we're not in the Champions League. I absolutely agree that we're not in a title race because we're not in a title race. But what limitations are they talking about here? Are they talking about they understand why we're 10th in the league and losing to Everton at home? Because I don't understand that. Last time I checked, our midfield gets paid 650 grand a week. You know, it couldn't stop a bloody bag of cement. It's rubbish. It gets run through like a bloody, like Jon Snow's sword through butter. It's terrible. And the wide players, I mean, I'll leave that one. Up front, we don't have a striker. I don't understand a football club that's happy for the press to report that they understand the limitations. They understand why Amorim's struggling. I don't understand why Amorim's struggling. I can see why he's struggling, but I don't understand it because I'm not responsible for it. You know, the midfield is a joke. Absolute joke. It's got more holes than a crumpet. And I don't understand why you're briefing the press saying, let's be fair, look at the limitations of the team. We're Manchester United and we're 10th in the league. There are teams a lot smaller than us, with a lot smaller fan base and a lot smaller budget, and they're doing better than we are. And we're sat there going, limitations. We pay good wages. We have experienced players, and they are massively underperforming. So no, look, I understand the limitations of we can't be in a title race. I maybe understand the limitations that we can't be in a top 4 race, but I don't understand the limitations of where we are. I think it's crap leadership yet again. And when Ben Jacobs says that, you know, they want to give Amorim the full season, I hope he gets the full season, but that's not a given. And he goes on to say that if they get through the fixtures for Christmas, then he should get the full season. They're looking at the smaller metrics and the positives there. And those smaller metrics are things like XG, big chances created. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, and I've got to bring this in at this point. The reason we're looking at Baleba, even though he's shit, is because the data says he's a good signing. Oh, great. So we're now run by AI. Brilliant. Another bloody step forward for mankind and Manchester United. AI-driven bullshit. I mean, the eye test in football will always be the best test. Baleba is shit and has been shit for 4 months. But computer says, no, it's still a good signing. Man United are 10th in the league and we're shit. Oh, yeah, but it's about the XG. It's about the chances created. Mate, what are we doing as a football club? Like this new guy they've brought in, I forget his name, someone in the chat will know. This new guy that we've brought in, right? He's really good at predicting good players for the future. So Man United have brought him in. Oh, good. Oh, good. So as I said yesterday, we're going to buy more Dorgus. We're going to buy more Seskos. We're going to buy more Rasmuses. That's going really well. We're going to buy more Euros. It's going really well, isn't it? Really, we're such a brilliant place to bring young players with talent and develop them. And I'm like, what are we actually doing at this football club? We're going to buy Baleba because the data says he's good, even though the eye tests say something else. We're 10th in the league and we're losing at home to 10 men Everton, but XG and chances created is more important. And we're going to keep buying younger players because they might be good in the future, but we can't nurture them. And I'm sort of like, this strategy is pure nonsense. When's somebody going to wake up and go, today matters in football, not tomorrow? The result matters in football, not the fucking XG. And let me just say, there are people out there, hipsters, whatever you want to call them, TikTok bloody nonsense with your bloody tactics, you know, knocking one out to a bloody XG graph. Get on. Anyway, the point is that I nearly said something I shouldn't say on a morning show. I believe that I couldn't give a toss about XG and I couldn't give a toss about chances created. We're not Brighton, we're Manchester United. I remember Chelsea when they had Graham Potter there. I don't think Chelsea fans really wanted to listen to it, but they created a lot of chances under Graham Potter and they didn't concede many goals, but they lost a lot of games and they drew a lot of games by 1 goal or 0-0. And Chelsea fans got fed up of it. And I remember like watching Match of the Day one night and he was under pressure and they pulled out this stat that chances created for Chelsea was really high and their XG was really high. And somebody said, but he's under pressure and the fans want him gone. And that's all that matters. All that matters is where they are in the league and whether they are putting the ball in the back of the net. XG, chances created, the minute you start talking about that, you're trying to justify a bad decision. And, you know, 10 years ago, well, let's go back to the 90s. Let's go back to 99. Who was talking about XG and chances created then? Nobody. We're talking about winning. We're talking about winning league titles, winning the Champions League. This is a modern phenomenon. And I do think stats are important at times, but only in a short term. It's half time, we've created this many chances, why haven't we scored? I mean, is there anybody out there that when you're losing 1-0 at half time who goes, I don't actually, that doesn't really matter. Oh, we're losing 1-0. They've had 1 shot on goal. We've had 10. We've had 6 corners. They've only had none. They've had no corners. They've had 1 shot on goal and they've scored from it. We've had 10 shots. We've had 6 corners. And I tell you what, our XG is through the roof. Oh, good. Brilliant. Do we get any points for that? No, we don't. And I find it incredible that, and look, I don't think Ben Jacobs is lying. I find it incredible that that is something United, again, want out there. Oh, we're happy with Amorim. We understand the limitations, but the XG is good. I'll get that on a T-shirt.